Yeah, it just says it. There we go. Let's get this back. Alright, can you guys hear me now? Alright, we had technical difficulty. Sorry about that, guys. Working on the audio here. We got Tipray. Let's see. We got Alex in the pits. Pat's up to 4th. Starting dead last. Alex all the way down to 13th on hards. So let's see. Who's the closest guy here? We got Pat 7/10 behind Trail for 3rd. At Tibin 5/10 behind Jan for 5th. Got battles everywhere here. Get up speed here. We got Luke trying to catch Tepere. Purple Haze 2/10 all over his back. Chris is watching the battle, waiting for one of the two to make a mistake. Alex pits for hards on lap 5. Boy, that's going to be a tough one to make all the way to the end. Oh, as the Ferrari goes wide and Luke. Purple Haze has some missing. Purple Haze gets by and we got Chris. Go on board with Chris. DRS is open. You get a 2-for-1. He sure can. Double overtake on Purple Haze and Luke. Where's Purple Haze? Purple Haze fouls him up through the right-hander. Oh, and Luke gets a nice run through there. Purple Haze gets a 3-second time penalty for this. We got Pat and Trail side by side. Trail has nothing for him. Pat put it in overtake mode, I would imagine. Trail tried to send it up the outside. We got Turbin and Jan right behind him battling. We got Chris still jumping up, but we got Jan and Luke both in the pits. Ferrari double stacking, which is going to hurt Luke in the run because now he has to wait because his crew's not ready for him. Jan goes to hards on lap 6. We got an accident in sector 2. And that would be Vic. Vic made a mistake in sector 2. See those little switchbacks. And he drops from 2nd to 3rd. He loses 1 spot to his teammate. Pat's right behind him now after that big mistake. Kev, he's got 11.2 seconds on everybody. He's pretty much checked out from the field. Come up through here. Let's see what Pat does with his teammate. He might just follow him. He's saving the ERS. Just going to stay in his slipstream. But he's got Trail right behind him on those softs. Which those softs only got a couple more laps. And then they're going to be screaming for mercy. Only lasts about 8 laps. 9 laps. Mediums last about 13, 12. Trail pits to get off those softs. Lets his teammate Cabrera get in. Get ahead of him. Pat's still all over his teammate. We got Jan who's in 5th. We got Chris up to 6th. Tipray putting pressure on him for that 6th spot with those medium tires. Pretty sure Chris's softs are pretty much done. As I swear we just seen somebody go off, skid, missed turn 1 again. Mashu is in 10th, final points paying spot. Trail dropped from 4th all the way to 11th with that pit stop. Jan is in 12th on hards. So I'd imagine if he's trying to make it to the end, but he might put softs on at the end. He's got Spiffy, casual, right behind him in the Renault. On mediums, you got Alex in 14th, and then Luke, who double stacked the Ferrari. He's dead last now in 15th. Well, that skid looks to be like the closest battle. He's in DRS range, gaining on Purple Haze. Inside move, no defense from Purple Haze. Kind of cuts the corner and loses it. He caught just the side of Purple Haze, and that's all she wrote. Well, Miss Hugh says thank you. I'll take 9th for that. That was an easy overtake for him. Now Skid's got to regroup. Yeah. The other McLaren hits his pit box. Is he going soft to soft? No, he's going soft to... Yeah, he's going soft to soft, and he's got a time penalty. The Chris, he's going softs. So Trejo's going to move back up to... He's back up to 9th. Skid's up to 7th. Skid makes turn 1 this time. And all this, Luke, I would imagine he gets the short end of the stick because he didn't gain any spots. Tibbins still in 9th. Looks like everyone's pretty much spread themselves out. Jan on these hards. Past the shoe. Something happened to the racing point. I don't know if he got a legal overtake or something, but he pulled off to the side and let Chris and Jan go. He's down to 12th now. I didn't understand that one. Those were two spots, and that knocked you out of the point spot. You were in 10th. So, closest battle is Luke and Alex for 14th. Oh, we got Pat. He's coming back on his teammate, Vic. He's in DRS range. You'll see DRS opens. And he's gaining, but not really gaining as much as what I thought. And too far back. Trejo. He's going to do it without the DRS help and those fresh medium tires on those 7-lap old softs from Purple Haze. And he just makes that move stick easy. Purple Haze. Oh, he's got a puncture. He's pitting. And he's way too fast into the pits. That's 5-second penalty. Purple Haze, he's going to drop. Jan's up to 9th. Chris is right on him. Outside. Jan makes him go to the outside. Switchback. Softs versus hards. DRS. Jan's got the DRS again, but softs versus hards. Chris sends it up the inside. Jan gave him the move. Where's Jan at? Jan's back on his inside. Wheel to wheel action here. Who's going to give? Oh. Purple Haze gets another 3-second penalty. Chris couldn't get the move done. Oh. Chris with another dive bomb on Jan. Gets the move done this time, and he's got DRS to help him get away this time. Chris trying to get away from those hards as fast as he can on these softs, because come later on, Jan's going to run him back down with those hards once those softs start to fall away. So that battle should be done and dusted and over with for the time being. Pat still in DRS range of his teammate, but he's really not gaining. Not gaining like you would think he would be gaining on him, but that could be because Vic is using all of his DRS or ERS. And he's only got 20%. I mean, he's not really saving any. He's on medium. Only on number 2. Pat, he's on 0 and he's at 78%. Let's see what he cranks it up to with DRS open. He cranks it up to 3. He's below a second though, so no help there. Luke just got by Spiffy. Spiffy runs wide. You got Alex right behind him, and you got Purple Haze who had to pit with that puncture soft tire. And Spiffy is going slow. I don't know if Spiffy missed a gear or what, but he just let everybody get back by him. Oh, and Alex had problems out of that corner. Let Purple Haze get right up to his rear wing. Go on board with Purple Haze here on these fresh softs. He's only got a lap on him versus these 5-lap old hards. Should be no match. And oh, he hits him. He sends Alex out wide on that kind of bump and run NASCAR style to get the move done. Alex, I don't think liked that too much. But if Alex is patient, he should be able to catch him towards the end and catch him at the end of the race or end of the tire life. Let's see, Jan is still within a second of Chris on those hards. Chris really hasn't gotten away. The first 6 guys are on 10-lap old mediums. Lemashu gets a 5-second penalty for pitting and not stopping, not getting down to 15 mile an hour for the pit line. He's going to hard, so he should be done. He should not have to pit anymore. Alex pits again. I don't know if that's for damage. Spiffy retires. I don't know what happened to Spiffy here. We'll see. Spiffy, I don't know where Spiffy retired, or he just pulled over and stopped. Got Kev, who's 15 seconds ahead of Pat. Pat's finally made the move on his teammate. I think his teammate realized that he was holding Pat up. His teammate was faster. I'm pretty sure that Williams made the call. Clara probably told Vic, let Pat through, he's faster. Jan, who's in 4th. Tepri gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. We got Skid following him right behind. He did not get a penalty. So the hards go on, hards go on. Where's Luke at? I don't think Luke's going to be able to get them down the pit lane. No, these guys are way out, way before Luke ever could get to them. Let's see where everybody else is. So far you got Jan, who is putting the pressure on Chris on these hards. Looking like the hards are coming in, and those softs are screaming that they're done after 4 laps on Chris's car. Go on board. He's on 3. Vic gets a 3-second penalty for corner cutting, so that will put him behind his teammate even farther. He's already 6 seconds behind his teammate, so that tells you how fast Pat is. Kev is pitted. So Kev is pitted and putting hards on. He's going to the end. You got Vic, who's pitted. Jan, who's pitted. Vic pits, puts hards on. I would imagine Jan's going to do the same thing. Yep. Medium to hard. Tibin Trejo moves up to 3rd as they get by Vic. Where is Vic coming out at? He comes out 5th. Chris and Jan still battling it out as they get by the other Jan. Jan 48. He drops to 8th, but he's on fresh hards. And Jan in the Ferrari, he's on 7-lap old hards, putting all kinds of pressure on Chris. And then you got the 2 McLarens battling out for the last podium spot. Oh, Tibbin run a little wide. Overcooked the corner. That, is he still in DRS range? I don't know, but Vic's going to be. Oh, Vic runs the corner. He overshot turn 10. Tibbin still had DRS on his teammate. He was still within a second at the detection zone. Go back down here. The other battle for 6th. Alex is retired. I think Alex had a bad race. He just was in the back, and then I think that lap 1 turmoil where people missed the braking points and shot the corners, and it looked like people missed which pedal they were supposed to hit, and that was a crazy turn 1. I'm sorry about it. I didn't have a mic working at that time and did not realize that. Get back on board. Get rid of this. Oop. Had 16 seconds. Vic still trying to get back up there with his teammate. But Trejo and Tibin are both going to have to pit again on mediums and softs. Chris is going to have to make another pit stop. Jan in 7th. He's going to try to make it to the end, I would imagine. I don't know if he's going to be able to. Oh, Tibin made a mistake. Vic almost ran into the back of him. If he's patient, he just was set back. He ran a little wide, but he might get the shot off the corner. DRS is open. Can he make it? He's gaining. Will he make the dive bomb? No, he thinks better of it. But Tibin, he kind of misses the apex and kind of parks the car right in the middle of the track on Vic, and Vic had nowhere to go. Oh, his teammate, Trejo, he screws up. Oh, and then about takes out his own teammate. The two McLarens and the Williams are duking it out for the final podium spot. And here comes Trejo kind of sending it on the outside of Vic. Vic's seen that move coming. Oop. Wrong button. Here comes Vic coming back on Tibin. Late move. Can he get the job done? Job done. Tibin had nothing for him on those softs. They're pretty much to the end of their lifespan. Now his teammate on the mediums, who messed up the lap before, he's right there, seeing if anybody else makes a mistake. And then you got Chris and Jan, who are back here still duking it out for 6th. Chris is still hanging in there with those softs against those hards, but sooner or later those softs are going to give up. But right now they are catching the two McLarens in front of them. Trejo's going to be in DRS on his teammate, but he did not get a very good launch off turn 10 down this straightaway. You see his teammate just kind of pull away. Jan, I think he's just on a joyride behind Chris, waiting for Chris to just either pit and get out of his way on those softs, because he's not really losing time to the guys in front because they're battling so much. But the more battling the McLarens do, the more it brings Chris and Jan into this battle. And then you got Jan 48.25, who's just 7 seconds behind these guys, as Trejo peels off. He's going to pit. So that moves Chris and Jan 20 up. So we'll see what Trejo goes on. What's he going to put on? I would imagine he's going to put on hards and go to the end. Hards it is. And I think he missed the clutch. There he goes. He finally got enough revs in it, but that's going to cost him a lot of time. Tepre should get him. It's going to be close. Got him. Trejo just now coming out. Is he going to come out in front of Luke? Gets out just in front of Luke. Purple Haze, he pitted again and got another 5-second penalty. So this is the first pit stop that he's got to pay price for, and he's got another 5-second. He puts mediums on. Chemu should get past Purple Haze pretty easily, as you see him coming down the straightaway. Done, dusted, over with. Jan's still behind Chris, but this is the closest battle besides Trejo, he pitted. Now he's in traffic, so this might actually hurt him. So if Chris and his teammate Tibin want to pit now, they might come out in front of Trejo because he's getting held up by Tepre. This is costing him on this flying lap, as his teammate does pit, and he picks up a 5-second penalty, and Chris pits too along with him. So let's see. Oh, Trejo's spun it. He caught the inside curb. He spun it around. We caught it right at the end. So this will help Chris, and Chris gets out in front of the McLaren. Chris had a better pit stop than the McLaren. Skid comes out. in front of them. Chris drops back down to 7th after being all the way up to 5th, so he lost 2 spots. And he's on mediums. So he's got 12 laps to get to the end on these mediums. Should be able to. The guy we're really watching is Jan. He's got 11 lap old hards, and he's still got 13 laps to go in the race. That's 24 laps on a set of hards. That's a lot of laps to put on hards. I managed to put 20 on, and mine were screaming after 20. Mine were at 78% earlier today. We got Luke, who's in 10th. He's on 11 lap old mediums. He's going to have to pit again. And I would imagine he's either going to put mediums on or he's going to put softs on. Depends on how many more laps he runs. He's got to run at least 2 to 3, 4 laps maybe more before he can go to softs. Pat's not gaining on Kev. Kev is just kind of off in his own rail. He looked like a Lewis Hamilton out here. He got the lead and he's kind of set sail once he got past Vic. Vic, he's managed to stay in 3rd. Got Jan and Jan 4th and 5th. Skid is 6th. You got Chris, who's in 7th. 5 seconds back. Tibin, who's 8th, is a 2nd back, trying to catch the Haas. Now we'll see where Chris ends up, because if Chris can put in some good, decent lap times, he should be able to catch these guys in front. Skid, and let's see where Chris is. Chris is 5 seconds behind him. Luke gets a 3-second penalty. I would imagine he cut the corner. Oh, he got out of the way for the leader. He gave Kev a DRS range. Oh, is he gonna actually try to make a move on the leader? I would not want to take the leader out, because Kev would not be happy with that one. So we'll go back. Chris is gaining on Skid. He got it down to 4.6. Yeah, Tibin, who's 1.6 seconds off of Chris on equal footing. It's kind of just mirroring, kind of keeping close tabs. Now remember, Purple Haze down in 13th here, who's gaining on LeMachu as he gets by him. I don't know why LeMachu is letting people go, but that was for position. But as long as he stays within 5 seconds, I would imagine he should have Purple Haze. As I see somebody, Luke, he has spun it and got a little bit of front wing damage with that spin after he just come out of the pits on the fresh softs. The dreaded turn 15 inside curb. Is that the 2nd or 3rd victim it's gotten tonight? And he's lost the whole end plate, and I would imagine he's probably going to box. Yep. Box is there. Chris is eating into Skid's lead. Into that gap fast. He's got it down to 3.3. Tibin is following him. He's kind of eating into it with him. I mean, those mediums are going to eat right into those hards. But it's all based on how fast can Chris catch Skid, because the quicker he can catch him, the quicker his tire life will be fresher and he'll be able to get past Skid. But now if he can't get past him, the longer we run, the better Skid has an advantage. Jan is still on those 14 lap old hards. We'll have to wait and see what he looks like in the next 3 to 4 laps. When he gets up to 18, 19, 20 laps. So about 6 laps. We'll see what he does with those he decides to pit and throw on softs and try to... He should only drop right around 7th or 8th. He'll be around Chris and Tibin, depending on, let's see, 17, 19, 21. I think it's like 22-second pit stop time. So yeah, he'd come out 8th if he pitted right now. So, you got Skid, who there's that Haas right behind him, but Skid is actually catching Jan in front of him. Well, he's got a Ferrari in between them. But once the Ferrari gets out of the way, who's on mediums, and that would be Luca that pitted again after he damaged his front wing. If he's nice, he gets out of the way, which he does, but he almost took Skid out. And that hurt Skid because Chris has gained and Jan is pitted. He pitted, he put on the softs, so he knew he couldn't make it to the end. So Jan 26 will get 4th. We'll get by him Skid. Get by him. Where is Chris? Chris has gotten by him. Does Tibbin get by him? No. So he comes out right behind Chris. So we're going to have to watch Jan because he's going to be a man on a mission if he gets his teammate out of his way, which he kind of just forces him off the track, and Luca hits the wall and just retires that Ferrari. But I don't think he hit any damage. I don't think he hit his teammate. I think he kind of just forced him off, like, get out of my way. Skid is spun. Skid spun. That helps Chris. He's up to 5th now. Skid made the mistake. Skid's got a 3-second time penalty too on top of that. Now Jan has got DRS open on Chris. Ferrari's catching the Ferrari. Brand new sauce versus 4-lap old mediums, and look at Jan, just so much more grip with those fresh softs. Just makes the move look easy. Chris made him take the long way around, and Jan's like, okay, I'll take that way around too. Trail gets a 3-second time penalty, and he moves up to 9th in the process. We're on Tippery. It's another good battle. Tippery, oh, Tippery spun. And no front wing, he goes straight off. And I don't know what he's doing. I have no idea what he's doing. He's in 10th. Don't retire. You're in 10th spot. You're in the final point spot. Skid pits for a new front wing and softs. Pit, put a new front wing on Tippery and put some softs on and go to the end. Teammate, he's in 11th, but he's got like at least 8 seconds on time. Cav, he sets another fast lap at a 1:31.9. He's just cruising around. Pretty much an easy race. Closest battle is Chris and Jan, but Jan is pretty much pulling away from Chris. Purple Haze gets by his teammate who pits. And you got Skid, who's in 9th on fresh softs. We got a yellow flag in sector 3. Who's looped it? Where we at here? Where we at? Well, Michoud, I would imagine he might have spun. He's getting off those hards. He's probably going to softs too. He's getting a new front wing in the process. Yes, he is. So, really closest battle is 5th, 6th, and 7th. They're about the closest. Let's see. We'll see who's made the most stops here. Well, the top 4 guys are all on 1 stops. 5th through 12th are on 2 stops. Let's see who's position change. Cav started first. He's still first. And he's setting fast laps at a 1:31.7. You got Pat, who's gained 12 spots up to second. You got Vic, who's gained 3 spots up to third. Jan's gained 3 up to fourth. And you got Jan 20-100, who's lost 3 spots. Chris has lost 2. Tibbins lost 2. Trail's lost 5. Skid's lost 1. Purple Haze has lost 1. Tipray's lost, or he's gained 2. He's 1 spot out of the points paying spot. So if he can get up there and get the points paying spot. See where everybody's at to the leader. Pat's 24 seconds ahead. Vic's 30 behind the leader. Jan's 53. The other Jan. So the Jan with those fresh softs, he's caught Jan for 4th and passed him down the straightaway, and I missed that. That is my fault as a broadcaster. The Racing Point trying, he got DRS. He's trying to stay with those softs. I'd imagine those hards are not going to be able to keep up with those brand new softs. Now come to the final lap. If he can stay anywhere near him, he might be able to get to him. Chris, he's 2 seconds off Jan. Can he stay there? Kev puts in another fast lap at a 1:31.4. So the top 8 guys are all in the leader. They're all in the lead lap. And you got, oh, Chris, he's in DRS range. Rear wing opened. Not really gaining now. He's 5/10 behind him. Half a second. Those mediums are fresher than those hards. Oh, Jan got a little loose out of turn 15, if you could see. And then 16, he misses the apex. Chris gets the apex, gains 3/10 on him in that corner. And gets a nice run coming into the final corner. Takes an outside line to get the switch back on him. He's going to sit back in his slipstream. DRS open. Inside move. Jan has nothing. Can't do anything about it. DRS move done and dusted over with. But now Jan's going to get the second bite of the cherry, and he'll get DRS this time. Let's see what he can do with Chris. Here he comes back. Can he make the move back on Chris? No, he's too far back. Just fouls him into turn 4. Runs a little wide off 4. That was a hard downshift into first gear for Jan. The motor did not like that downshift. Almost sounded like it locked the rear tires up downshifting. I'm trying to stay with those mediums on these hards. Doesn't want to give up too many more spots. Trying to stay with him in that Racing Point. Chris starting to stretch the legs on those with those mediums a little bit fresher. 4 laps fresher tires. Jan gained on Chris in that corner there. That was a nice corner by Jan. Braked a little later, made it stick. Chris kind of missed the apex. Rolls reversed. Still in the DRS range, but he kind of outbroke himself. Lost a little bit of time. 9/10. We'll see what he gets down to in turn 1 here. Down to 8/10. Gaining. And now he's going to get another second of DRS helping here. So that'll gain him right back on Chris. And he got a nice run off turn 2 and 3. Is he going to send it? Dummy move. Kind of poke the nose out. Try to scare Chris into missing his braking point. He's getting some nice runs off these corners though. Almost like Chris is kind of being nice to those medium tires. Then Jan makes a mistake there. Kind of took it easy into that corner. Almost looks like Jan's got better tires than Chris. But Chris looks like he's kind of babying the car or babying the tires. Like almost like the car's a little loose. He's got to correct it. So the back end doesn't want to step out on him. Can't get the foot down. especially up through here. It almost looks like Chris gets a little, but the rear end doesn't want to stick anymore. He brakes a little earlier than Jan. Jan brakes a little later and gains time on him in the braking zone. You can see it where he gains the time. Purple Haze picks up another 3-second penalty, and that helps his teammate, depending on how far he is. Oh, Jan outbraked himself there big time. That's going to cost him down the straightaway. He just had to stay within him. He lost all that time. He had it down to 6/10. Now he's got to reel it back in. Almost like a yo-yo effect. Gains on him on the straightaways, but in the corners, Chris kind of pulls away. Jan again. He's a lot closer this time. And he didn't make the move. Oh! Instead, he shoves Chris through the turn 4. And I'd imagine that was front wing damage. Oh! Chris shut the door on Jan there. Jan was going to make the move on the outside, and Chris came across and shut the door. I think Jan wasn't happy that Chris shut the door on him, and wasn't happy that he kind of lost a bit of his front wing. Jan looks like he's faster on these hards than Chris on those mediums. Mediums are starting to give up. We're coming up to the final lap here. Purple Haze picks up another 5-second penalty, and he pits. You had one lap. I don't know why he pitted. He's going to get 10th in that final point spot. Teammates swapping spots. Jan falling behind now. I think that front wing damage is kind of hurting. Yep, you can see no end plate on that racing point on the left-hand side. And he just completely missed turn 1. Now, if he doesn't watch it, Tibbin could get him with another lap to go. Because Kev, where's Kev at? Kev's coming to the final corner to start the final lap. So we'll go on board with the race leader as he takes his final lap down the main straight into turn 1. See how his car's handling nice and easy. Looks like he's on a Sunday drive. No one in front of him, no one behind him. You would think you're watching Lewis Hamilton on a regular F1 day. Ooh, kind of looked up the inside right front on that. Coming up through 14. Here comes 15. Stays away from the curves. No mistakes. 16. And coming down to turn 17. Final corner for the final time. And Kev will stamp his first victory of the year. And he sets fast lap at a 1:30.9. You got Pat, who's in second. He's coming around. And that Williams. Looks like Williams could be second and third. Skid finishes 9th. LeMahieu finishes 12th. So he's out of the points pain spot. As Pat comes off the final corner. Nice second place for Williams. And here comes Vic down the final straightaway for third in the final podium. So it's a Mercedes 1 and Williams second and third. Jan, he pitted, put those softs on, managed to get all the way back up to 4th. That was a nice job. Nice job. Way to get up to 4th. Now we'll see Chris is in 5th. He's 4 seconds in front of Jan. Jan is 6th. Tibben didn't serve his penalty. Can Trejo get there? No, Trejo is not closer than 5 seconds. Trejo is 8th. And that is round 2, fellas. Bahrain. Good race by Kev. He kind of put a licking on the entire field today from start to finish. Pat, he had to drive from the back to the front. Started 15th or dead last. Managed to make it all the way up to 2nd. So that's a good run for him. Vic, he started 2nd. Finished 3rd. But I would imagine that was team orders from Williams to let Pat get by him. Vic probably realized Pat was way faster than him. Especially when he drove through the entire field to get there. Without even having to make a pit stop. So, all in all, it was a good race. Chaotic first corner, but good race. As we got standings here. Jan in the Ferrari finishes 4th. Chris in the Haas finishes 5th. Jan 48.25 finishes 6th in the Racing Point. Tibben 7th in the McLaren. Trejo 8th in the other McLaren. Skid finishes 9th for Mercedes. That race 10th in that Red Bull. And then Purple Haze finishes 11th in the other Red Bull. And I didn't understand why he pitted in the final lap, although he had 17 seconds worth of penalties. MSU finishes 12th. Luca was 13th. Alex was 14th. And Spiffy was 15th. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. Sorry about the technical difficulties and you guys couldn't hear me for all of qualifying and the beginning parts of the race. I will have that fixed for next week's race and that will not happen again. So that is all on me and my fault. And I'm sorry for all the folks out there that was watching that. You can blame that one on me. But you guys have a good night and we'll see you again next Sunday at 7 p.m. live from China. Thank you and goodbye.